Hello, my name is Renika, and I'm going to be presenting my company called Sila, a website portal to streamline information to refugees effectively. I volunteer at the Sanctuary Refugee Health Centre in Kitchener, Ontario, where I get to meet diverse people from across the world. I met Fatima, who is a Syrian refugee that came to Canada last March. Fatima has 3 young kids, but she did not realize she needed to enroll her kids into elementary school and missed the deadline to do so. So now her kids are all a year behind in school. I also met a man named Ahmed. Ahmed got into a little fender bender a few months ago. The accident was caused by both parties, but Ahmed did not know that he had to report the accident to the police and his insurance company. Because he was never told that this is how car accidents are reported in Canada, the man Ahmed got into an accident made a report that completely blamed Ahmed, which resulted in him going to a court hearing to repeal the fine. So the question arises, what do Fatima and Ahmed have in common? The answer is a lack of information. It is difficult to navigate a new home from a lack of understanding of how systems and infrastructure operate, and not to mention language barriers. This causes refugees to experience a disconnect from their independence, their self-efficacy, and dignity. This puts them at a disadvantaged and in a vulnerable position. So what can we do to fix this problem? Our team is here to present our solution called Sila, a means to assist refugees in regaining their independence to help facilitate empowerment. So Sila is a website portal that delivers information to refugees when they need it. It is a communication tool that allows the users to customize information that they find most relevant to them in their own language. Sila has several domains of information such as community events, education, employment, banking, transportation, healthcare, services for children, English classes, etc. All of these domains of information are highly adaptable to local context, so we're not trying to create a solution that is one size fits all, but rather a solution that molds itself to different towns to help refugees that settle in different communities. So how does it work? When the user clicks on the healthcare option, it will provide all the information regarding refugee health insurance, local care providers, information regarding how the Canadian healthcare system works, and how they can navigate the healthcare system. The user picks which information is useful to them, and from these widgets, they can receive updates, reminders, and an integrated calendar to help keep track of important dates and appointments. There is also a forum where refugees can connect with each other based off of certain topics. This helps facilitate answering questions that may not be intuitive from just clicking on the widgets. It's also a great way to connect with people who can answer their questions or those who have been in similar circumstances. What is unique about the refugee population is that there are a large mass of people moving around and we don't have enough information on who they are and what their needs are. At the same time Sila operates, it is accumulating big data on their users. Big data enables businesses to achieve cost reductions, time reductions, new product developments, and allow for smart, evidence-based decision making. Big data is being generated around us constantly, and the world is moving towards using it to understand population needs. Our business model is to appeal to the interests of governments and large businesses to sell our real-time big data to them about refugees. Governments, universities, and big companies are interested in this kind of information to help develop policies based off of research or to better cater their services and products. For example, Microsoft and Google already invest in helping alleviate the refugee crisis and have expressed their interest in a system that could garner them more information on how to create their own social enterprises. The overall result? More social impact to help refugees. There are over 25,000 Syrian refugees that have entered Canada in the last year and a half alone, and this doesn't even account for refugees from other countries. Therefore, there's a large market of first-time users available for Sila. Sila will also make it easier for community members and service providers by making information about their services more accessible and thus more efficient. What trends create opportunity for Sila? In other words, why now? Well, first of all, the refugee crisis out of Syria, where nearly 5 million people have fled the country and relocated across the globe. And because of this, there are many tech startups and social ventures popping up to help refugees. And the other trend is the use of big data. Sanctuary Refugee Health Centre in Kitchener is our first playground where we will be sending out information about services provided, like vaccinations and reminders for appointments. So Sila aims to resolve the communication gap and disconnect between providers while overcoming language barriers. And currently, there is no product like Sila available. To validate Sila, we have consulted with various academics, healthcare providers, and community assistance programs. We asked them what the biggest barrier is for refugees for settling here, and they unanimously agreed it is the disconnect of information. We have also conducted surveys and interviews with new refugees in the Kitchener-Waterloo region, and they've also shown an interest in having a system like Sila. Using the business canvas model, I will walk you through Sila's values, operations, and opportunities. So for our value proposition, Sila aims to help refugees navigate new communities by streamlining all the resources available in one portal, making it easy to access, at the same time translating information into their native languages. We also want to connect refugees together to create more community, and at the same time create data that currently does not exist to help other social ventures. Our current customer segment are refugees, but eventually we want to expand to help refugees across the globe and not just in Canada. And then beyond that, just help immigrants in general. Our key partners are Government of Canada, Health Canada, local refugee centres in different cities such as the YMCA and community justice initiatives in Kitchener, because they are the ones that have the most contact to refugees. How we plan to get users is by appealing to our channels such as the Government of Canada, immigration, the local refugee centres and social services that will promote the use of Sila to refugees. Our key activities will be translating and effectively displaying our resources, constantly doing market research and customer relations, and again, creating data for academic research. Our key resources are employees that will create and maintain the website, and our employees involved with customer relations and services. Our customer relationships will develop through our semi-frequent surveys on the website, and we will be conducting interviews with refugees to understand their needs and involve them in the process of creating and constantly improving Sila. And we will be connecting with local resources regularly to keep information about their resources up to date. For our cost structure, volunteers will operate the website initially. After 1 year, we will start to pay employees with wages. Because Sila is free of charge to the user, initially we will appeal to governments for grants and NGOs for donations, and then when we start creating our big data, we will sell it to tech companies and universities to create our own revenue. We have a diverse and skilled team that is eager to bring this web application to life, along with our various professors and healthcare providers and web developers. So why choose Sila? We want to create a tool to give refugees their independence to help them navigate new systems and infrastructure to obtain that dignified life they dream of. It's not a tangible product, and we're not creating new resources, but we are revolutionizing existing resources and streamlining them and tailoring them to make them sustainable, effective, and accessible. So choose Sila and put empowerment in your hands.